Welcome back, boxing fans, to a new series I've devised in designating and covering the best year of a boxer's career. To determine this point, I'll be considering the level of competition, rate of activity, entertainment value, and overall performance. Who better to start the series off than the greatest himself, Muhammad Ali? As you can imagine, from name value alone, there are many years from both of Ali's careers to choose from. To narrow things down off the bat, our selection will be from Ali's second career in the 70s, as it played host to the majority of his success. I believe it comes down to 74, 75, and 76. 1974 was the year that Ali reversed the narrative entirely. 1975 was a year of stellar defenses against staunch competition in which he sealed off the trilogy against Joe Frazier. 1976 was the last year in which Ali looked the most like himself and scored some wins, albeit controversial, over good competition, one of which was another trilogy-sealing victory against Ken Norton. All this being said, I'm already about to get some slack for this choice, but I've got to go with 1974, despite Ali only having fought twice in the year. Let's look at the context. The two fights that Ali engaged on the year were against the two most formidable fighters of his time, Joe Frazier and George Foreman. Regarding level of competition, I believe it's self-explanatory, but to summarize, Joe Frazier had scored a unanimous decision victory over Ali 3 years earlier, in arguably the most important fight of all time. Ali bounced back and refined his approach for the rematch, mirroring his 1960s form as he scored his own unanimous decision victory over Frazier. George Foreman had dethroned Joe Frazier 2 years after the fight of the century in dominant, devastating fashion, knocking him down 6 times before the stoppage. Foreman had also easily vanquished Ali's kryptonite, Ken Norton, the next year in the leading months to the Rumble in the Jungle. Ali wasn't expected to do any better despite his win over Frazier, and shocked the world with an 8th round knockout of Big George, 10 years after his shocking victory over the Big Bear, Sonny Liston. It doesn't get more storybook for a fighter than that. Rate of activity gets a pass because fighting these two men is akin to fighting multiple fighters in a year. Entertainment value, come on. Overall performance-wise, Muhammad Ali fought 2 masterful fights against 2 very different opponents. Against Frazier, he danced and stung from the outside while tying Smokin' Joe up on the inside. Frazier was unable to pound away at Ali and work his way inside as he did in the first affair. Against Foreman, Ali popularized the rope-a-dope, allowing Foreman to wail away at him, making onlookers believe he was being killed, when in reality, he was biding his time as Big George exhausted himself. Ali scored the knockout and sent George into the darkest phase of his life. Winning the Rumble in the Jungle established Muhammad Ali as the premier athlete and champion of the world, his legacy now a self-sustaining machine that only continued to grow. He could have retired right there, and no one would have thought any less of him. He instead went on to further prove he was the greatest. That being said, I've got 1974 as the best year of Muhammad Ali's boxing career. Do you agree? Did I miss anything? Let me know down below in the comments what you believe to be the best year of Ali's career, and please subscribe to my channel for more. I've got a lot more boxing content on my channel, and even more on the horizon. This has been the Charles Jackson. Stay frosty, boxing fans.